Good morning, child of the universe. The last video, I kind of started talking a little bit about what I discovered in the last mythic reading that I did. And the main clues were the 5 islands of Hawaii. So I started looking for the symbology, and I wasn't really connecting with anything for a while until I found this page. It's general provisions, emblems, and signals and symbols according to the Aloha spirit. Okay, let me just read it. The Aloha spirit is the coordination of mind and heart within each person. It brings each person to the self, the small self. And this is in small letters, not the big self, the small self. The small self is more the self that's gone through the universal body-mind template and is living for the universal good. It's a more refined state of being, whereas this is how it normally is. I want this. This is my desire. And underneath this, I might have these emotions like I'm going to read. But now it's flipped. Now, because we've gone through the portal, we're finishing up on the old karma. Mental belief programs are the entire problem. Believe this, I believe that. I mean, I see these posts where people put up, my name is so-and-so and I'm pro-Israel and I'm blah, 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 blah. Like all these identities. An identity is a box which you live in, but the reality of being sovereign is that we are created humans. Originally, the original creation of a human being is universal body, mind, spirit, soul, according to a contract. You wouldn't want to live or be anywhere where you weren't under the coordination of a unified effort for bringing that which that realm, earth, whatever you want to call it, dimension, is meant to unify. The overseeing contract, according to my set, this is what happened. Okay. The original contract, paradise, earth, new earth reality, one love, all one, all one. We're all unified. You don't have to solve all the world's problems. You have to be doing all these things and ingratiating the grandeur of this identity. You have a purpose. If you just focus on that, then the energy will flow in. When you're living by a mental belief program, you're identifying yourself through race, mind, consciousness. My name is Dawn. I was born in 1961, and all the cliches that come with it. What's the number one thing of our society? Everybody's got to have a job. Yeah, we're all working. We're all either passively spinning out or we're creating. When you're becoming into a sovereign state, yes, you want to have autonomy. You want to be flourish. You want to be co-creative. You want to live a life of riches like I live. You want to create that, but you understand that the ways and means to that is by becoming proactive in the coordination of living your purpose, however that looks. And that if you do that, it's now about 90%. It's got to be 90. You can never do 100%. You can never 100% live your purpose because there's always these things going on. So what we're doing is that we're alchemizing. We're using the alchemy of polarity, which I talk about in my set, the 9 processes of making myth movement, where we're taking the lessons and the experiences in our reality and we're creating an alchemy, and we're focusing that alchemy in creating this whatever version we have of being a divine sovereign human for the whole. So we're never really acting separate from our purpose, but every aspect of who we are is co-creative towards our purpose in all ways. So we're present. The thing is, if we're okay, let me put it this way. If I buy into the belief that if I do all these techniques and all these programs, I'm not saying don't do them. It's not about our don't do them, but if we make that our God, I'm doing this to get that, we're never present to the reality that we're in. It's such a, it may seem like a subtle shift, but if we're always doing everything in half, I'm doing this in order to. Because here's the thing, if you're doing that, you're just constantly always getting off course because you're getting lost in the mechanisms of these beliefs that if I do this, then I'll get that. See, it doesn't matter to the degree of what I do because each experience is individual. So we need to stop living through these programs and become open and available to life. And the only way to do that is to understand that what a divine human is. So, I did the mythic reading on it because we're getting to the end here. So I have all these other videos and they're all on my website. It's the University of the Art and Science of the Soul YouTube. And I have playlists on there. Series 1, Series 2, Series 3. It's all about executive power. I've been talking about it for the last 4 or 5 months. Why would you want to have executive power? Because in order to fulfill your purpose, which, see, every human being at the beginning of their life, at the formation of who they are as a human being, they're in this co-creative collective and they want to express passionately in life. Everything is based on feeling. See, it's always feeling. Anything that's created is imbued with these feeling natures. And these feeling natures embed the reality around us. But we live in a dualistic world. So for every positive, there's a negative. So we need to learn how to manage the polarity so that we can keep creating this flourishing. And flourishing is where we want to be, because flourishing is a state of sitting in, it's like the lotus flower. Look at the lotus flower, how it floats on the water. It's the continually opening and blossoming. It's a more Kaizen flow. So every single thing from day one, beginning 245 pages manuals, 4 decks, is geared to bring about this state of sovereignty, of flourishing through your original sacred sovereignty. It's a process, okay? It's every day. So the mental belief programs are hooked in with the 4 pillars of the matrix. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I had to stop the video. My husband came home and I had to make him his drink for the gym and his vitamins and stuff. So I'm back now. I want to get back to talking about mental belief programs and why they're so bad. Anytime you put this and this together, make this, and you create a belief program, it's like a grid. And basically, a belief program always is a low vibrating emotion. The base emotion of the low vibrating emotion is always fear, guilt, fear, anger, all these negative emotions. And basically, when you latch onto it, say, oh, I believe that. First of all, how do you know? Okay, listen, everybody loves fantasy. See, that's the whole idea of the art and science of the soul. It's not a matter of saying, oh, I believe it's true, I don't believe it's true, because it's neither one, but it's both of the same. That's what the reality of it is, because vision creates reality. Perception creates reality. It always starts with the idea and the vision, the art. See, why is it art? Why do you use art? Because art brings you passion, aliveness. We all have sprung from the seed of life, the divine human coming into this world to save the world, passionate, on fire, to learn, explore, grow, express, and then it stops. Because the matrix has capped reality and created a siphon of the human soul. You cannot fix the matrix because that's not what it's created for. It's created to siphon your soul force, soul power, and soul energy every day. Money for a pittance and an early death. That's what you get from being in the matrix. And the thing about it is sovereignty and Stepping away from the matrix is a process. Making myth-through movement is a process. It's the way you take the matrix world, turn it right side up and forward, and live through your purpose. So what does that have to do with executive power? Because executive power removes the blocks to the expression of your purpose. It's exactly parallel biblically with you can do the Course in Miracles, which I did, an extraordinary piece of work where everything boils down to the blocks to love. Okay, you can't just pretend it away. You can't just fake it till you make it. That is the worst thing you can do. There is no faking in the oneness. When I came back from my near-death experience at age 11, I could easily and effortlessly read people's minds, and to this day still. And I do firmly believe that is a huge reason why people don't really want to be around me. And at this stage in my life, it's come more in like, if I'm in a circumstance and God is positioning me and something's happening, it'll just come through. And it's a lot of it does feel like orchestrated by something beyond. So I don't feel attached to it in a way, either for me or against me. It's more of a neutral observation, but it's always been that way. And I've always can explain it. Let me see if I can explain it. I want to talk a little bit about David Wilcock, who I feel, and I am psychic, so I do feel it was suicide. I feel as though it was assisted through extremely low frequency waves from the Borg. This is something, there's a lot of things I know about government technology that I don't really talk about because I don't really feel like that's my purpose, so to speak. I'm not really here to expose the matrix other than to give you the definition of who and what they are and how they operate. What are their rules? What do they use? How does it operate? So you can get the information for yourself. It's in the books, and then you can apply it. I don't really feel like my purpose is to be a soothsayer in that way, because that's always coming from something outside yourself telling you. But as far as David Wilcock, I've been following him since he used to be on George Norrie. And I loved him from the beginning. And I always thought it was strange because he's 10 years younger than me. I was born in 61. I think he might have been born in 83. So maybe 8 years, I think, something like that. No, not 83. He wasn't born in 83. So I don't know when he was born, but I think that we're about 10 years apart. And he had such similar experiences as a child that I did. And then anytime I would hear him talk, I'd be like, oh my God, yes, for sure. And I didn't really hear anyone ever saying things the way he said it to me that I completely was like, yes, that was it. Yeah, it was one summer and I was home alone. I was about 11 or 12, so I think it was right after my near death maybe, or maybe right before. I don't really know. I can't really pinpoint it. I think it was after though, because maybe I was 12. Because my near death I had at age 11. And it was a weekend, and my mother was a hairdresser, and my dad was on a trip or whatever, and then my sisters weren't there. I was alone in the house. And so I wanted to go see my girlfriend because I always spooked myself being alone in the house. So I called my girlfriend up, who lived like 4 blocks away from me, and I told her I'm coming over. And so she's okay. So I start running down the street. I used to live on Turnbridge Way in La Mesa, running down the street, running down the left street, going around the curve, coming down the street to where I was going to turn to cross the road. Because I used to live right over by Rosemont College. Still right over there. Crossing, I think it was Jackson, or no, Lake Murray Boulevard to get to her side and go over to her house. And I'm coming down the road where it's going to turn, and I noticed something in the sky. I look up, and there's this huge blimp. It looked like a cigar. It was a cigar shaped. It was just completely enclosed, and it was sitting probably about no more than 6 feet over the top of this house. And it was making no noise, and it was just sitting there. And I turn and I look at it, and I just remember looking at it, and I couldn't even think, because I was like, what is that? And I wasn't afraid because I was so stunned. It literally put me in this stunned, and I was just looking like, I couldn't register. What is that? What is that? And I registered the fact what it was. I'm thinking, where is that? Because I'm like looking at the house and thinking, oh my God, that's like 6 feet above that house. And it's just sitting there. And then I turn around. I ran to my girlfriend's house. Oh no, I didn't go back. I ran home. I was so freaked out. I ran home, and then I got to my house, and it was dark. It was twilight. It was going dark. And I remembered, oh my God, wasn't it just like noon? And I remember that happening, and something really similar happened to David Wilcock when he was around that age as well. But he is still 10 years younger than me. So I was like, oh, that is really weird, because I never really heard anybody that had some kind of weird UFO. Because I definitely think I was abducted, because I lost time. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember if it was before or after. It was around that time period. And then I always would look for him and watch for him whenever he talked, and I loved him. And then fast forward to 2018 or 2017, my daughter died of cancer. It was so traumatic. But I immediately started on my book. And anyway, it was a really weird time in my life, because my daughter died of cancer. I kept her alive for 4 years, but my relationship with my husband and everything that was going on, and my children were just becoming adults, and it basically took a situation that was bad and just decimated it. So we lost our house, we weren't together, I was trying to save my daughter, and then everybody blamed everybody else, and it was just a mess. And then she died. So shortly after that, I started writing my book, because as soon as she died, I had a profound experience of God literally encapsulating my being and telling me every detail of the set. Most of it I knew already, and I knew what making myth through movement was, which is the basic teaching. 9 processes of making myth through movement. It's the way to turn the matrix world right side up and go forward. Anyhow, I was living down in Inglewood by myself, separated from my husband. I wasn't going to my church anymore because I was starting to see through the whole. And then the church I was going to, I saw it for what it was, which was just basically, the New Age social club. But I realized that wasn't really the way. And I started really investing all my time and effort into this set. And then a lot happened in my life. It took 5 solid years. Every day I worked on it. Every single day. I created the cards myself, both the book, everything. So I started listening to him. He started doing these videos online. You can see it. You can go to his website and watch them. They're amazing. I think it is really weird how he's been doing it all this time, like religiously. And this last video that he did last week, I was watching it on Sunday, and I was like, David, I did notice something was really off with him. And he was talking about this AI photo with Trump. And he was I felt, for me, watching it, he was getting overly emotional, overly empathetic, and not rational, because to me, he's a scientist. He's definitely a scientist. He's a self-taught scientist. He's a genius. But I felt as though he wasn't being as scientific about it, because the things with those AI photos, all you have to do is put a prompt in, and the sky's the limit what they're going to give you. So, but he said it freaked him out a little bit. But it was interesting because he has a sympathetic relationship with Trump. And like I said, he's been doing all these videos and everything. David Wilcock is in this. I would say David Wilcock, out of all people is probably very innocent person. And I think that what I saw was an empathy, but it was an overly emotional attachment empathy. But I think it has to do with what's going on in the world and how we're getting to this point where we just want to serve and be part of our purpose, and we're tired of living in this dualistic reality. But the fact of the matter is, I found out yesterday that he killed himself. And at first I did, because I had watched the video. And when I heard that, I reflected back on it. Of course, you're not going to say, you're looking at a video, oh, that person looks like they're emotionally unstable. I felt it was a bit off, because I felt that he was overly emotional and overly empathetic towards something that I felt should be more approached to rationality. And this goes to a lot of what I'm talking about today in executive power. The number one, get rid of all your mental belief programs of what you should, could, and would be, and how you have to act on every single thing, and realize that every single situation is an individual event with individual lessons and gifts and individual symbols and signs that it's giving you on your path. 24 hours is like a lifetime. It's not a matter that you have to do and be productive every 24 hours, but it is a natural expression of a divine person to want to create. And David, he wrote how many books? This man's a freaking genius. He was popular on Gaia, but the thing is, they wanted him to sell out. And that is similar to my set, because I kind of feel like, as much as I would love to either sell it or teach it, it's really difficult in the social environment. But yesterday morning, I woke up with this affirmation, because I always have these ways of living. I'm pretty regimented as far as the way I live, because I realize that if I'm not building soul force, soul power, soul energy every day, I'm losing it. And this is the most important thing. If you allow yourself to give up, if you say, oh, I'm just going to give up, okay, well, you're a loser then. If that's what you want to do. On earth, are we to this level to where it is complete dog eat dog? So there's no belief, there's no conspiracy theory, there's no nothing that is more important than you getting on your purpose and just sticking to what you're going to do. I think that's healthy to express. I'm not saying don't do that. Yes. But when it becomes your primary identity, because why? Because you don't have anything else going. What does the Matrix do? The Matrix wants to infiltrate the conscious mind with all of its mental belief programs and all its blah, 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 and everything. All of its opinions of lower model programming, a belief, it's a mental belief program when you're here, and this program's, it's like an anchor. It anchors you down. It's the belief and the emotions, the low vibrating emotions that go with a mental belief program. Put any two ideas together and then connect, this because of that. Oh, do this because of that. So this is the program. So when people do this, do that. It's an entire culture of people completely shut off and cut off from being connected, being in the moment. Go to the grocery store, look around, you see what's happening, be in the moment. You take it all in. Allow the expression to move through you. Have a life. Be involved. Be connected. It's not about going by every person and like, hello. It's about being present to who and what you are, and how God created you to move through life in sovereignty. Yes, you're going to have highs and lows, because we live in a world of duality. We must begin to create. This is why the name of my book is The Goddess of the Sun. So the archetype is the Mother Mary, the Mother of Christ, Mary, the partner of Christ, and the Son, the cosmic Christ, that goes out to all areas in life. If we are not creating a cosmic egg full of the archetypes, who and what we are, what is our purpose? How are we supposed to be guided? People that are, okay, anybody can say anything to me. I've been called every name in the book. And the biggest one is that I'm subverting the Bible. So is it just me and my set, or is it every other book that's other than the Bible? It's just me. This is an educational system. This doesn't detract from the Bible or any religious teaching whatsoever. This is simply stating to you, this is how the matrix works, and this is how you can use it to turn it right side up and forward so you can live your purpose. If you're living in a mental belief, everything. I think if I can think of something. Let me do a little reading on it. So anyway, my feeling is that he did kill himself and that it was assisted with the war. And I think he was definitely being targeted. I felt targeted my whole life. And I think he was being extremely targeted. And a lot of, guess what that targeting came from? Due to his innocence. That's why. Because he chose a path of innocence rather than to retaliate. I mean, yeah, he tried to come back against people, but I definitely believe he was being targeted with extremely low frequency waves from some source. I mean, the whole thing with the scientist, come on now. 7-8 scientists in the last 3 or 4 years just go missing and dead. And David was a self-taught scientist. Read any of his books, okay? Extremely prolific writer, author, speaker. He was online. Go to his, you should start listening to him. And the thing is, I believe that he's in the glory of heaven. He is a completely innocent child of God, and I am ride or die for him. I'm 100% behind him. So